What if one of the most powerful anti-aging tools on the planet might be sitting right in your kitchen right now? A way to switch your body into deep clean mode, the same cleanup that you get from a grueling multi-day water fast, without starving. It's not a supplement, it's not an expensive gadget, but a simple bottle of extra virgin olive oil.
Take a shot, get in the right mind state. This is gonna be extra virgin olive oil.
Oh, wow.
To Forever Tomorrows.
Actually tastes really good.
Isn't that delicious?
Yeah.
It's 15% of my diet.
15%?
Yeah, every day. 3 tablespoons a day.
3 tablespoons is 15% of your diet?
Sounds crazy, right? But olive oil has calories, so how could it possibly act like fasting? Because the secret isn't about calories or less calories, it's a very special molecule inside the right kind of olive oil that flips on your body's deepest repair system. And once you understand how it works, it changes everything about aging. One important point, throughout this video, I'm going to be saying olive oil. In the context of this video, please remember that what I'm referring to is extra virgin olive oil. Most people think aging is just about time. The birthdays keep on adding up until eventually you just stop looking forward to them anymore. And unfortunately, you might even stop celebrating. Aging isn't just about time, it's more about what happens on the inside. Inside the cells, every second, your body is supposed to be cleaning itself, renewing itself, breaking down damaged proteins, removing toxins, clearing out broken mitochondria, recycling whatever is still useful. This internal cleanup system is called autophagy. You've probably heard of it, right? Autophagy is your built-in renewal program. It's a natural process that actually occurs continuously in your body, and certain things like fasting and intense exercise can increase autophagy. Here's the problem. After around 40, just like so many other things, autophagy slows down. And when it does, that's when you start feeling it. Fatigue, brain fog, stubborn fat, not being able to lose it, slower recovery, inflammation, basically faster aging. The reason fasting is such a powerful tool for healthy aging and longevity is because fasting turns on autophagy in a very powerful way. And it turns out, according to some very exciting research, olive oil, the right kind of olive oil, can also turn on autophagy and supercharge your fasting. But olive oil has calories, as we talked about earlier. So how can it supercharge fasting? Deep inside extra virgin olive oil is a special compound called oleuropein and a close cousin, oleocanthal. 2 antioxidants, but these aren't just ordinary antioxidants. They are powerful signaling molecules. Inside your cells, there are 2 competing switches, mTOR, the growth switch, and AMPK, the low fuel repair switch. When mTOR is switched on, autophagy shuts off. When AMPK is turned on, it tells the body, start cleaning house, turn on autophagy, activate the renewal system. And this is where olive oil becomes, for lack of a better word, a very powerful biohack. Studies show that oleuropein and oleocanthal can activate AMPK, suppress mTOR, and trigger autophagy without needing a long fast. For this to happen, you need to have the right olive oil. Again, it's extra virgin olive oil, and it needs to have that peppery bite you feel in the back of your throat when you taste it. You know, when you taste the high quality olive oil, that burn you get, that coughing reaction, that's a sign that the olive oil contains AMPK activating molecules, the ones we're talking about. If your olive oil tastes smooth and buttery and light, and it might be delicious, but it's basically useless for this purpose. So before we continue, I would like to know, are you consuming extra virgin olive oil? And if so, how are you using it? Are you adding a little bit to your salad, putting it on your vegetables, cooking with it, or just drinking it straight? Let me know in the comments. I've been using the Hume Health Body Pod for the last few months, and man, I love this thing. I use it mainly to measure my weight, muscle mass, body fat percentage, and visceral fat. And the cool thing is it's 98% accurate compared to DEXA, and I don't have to schedule an appointment. I can measure my body fat percentage anytime I want, and I love that. It's so cool. Now, it can do a whole lot more than that. It can measure more than 40 different biometrics, but those those are the 4 that me personally that I like to focus on. And I've noticed recently that this has become a very good tool for holding me accountable to following through on my exercise and watching my nutrition plan a little bit more closely, because you see that number and that number does not lie. I found it to be very helpful and sometimes a little frustrating. Sometimes it's a little brutal to see the number and you haven't moved the needle much. If you want to try a Hume Health Body Pod, I have a link for you down below. You can save 15% and that discount will stack on any sale that they might be having. So whatever the sales price is, you can get an additional 15%. Also, if you have an HSA or an FSA, you can use it to pay for this. It's a qualified expense. And in some cases, your health insurance will cover it. That is awesome, but you have to check with your provider on that. It's become very helpful for me, and I hope it'll help you. So how do we know all of this about olive oil? Let's take a brief look at some of the exciting science. In 2019, research published in ACS Chemical Neuroscience found something amazing. Olive oil rich in oleocanthal turned on autophagy in the brain and helped restore the blood-brain barrier in mice. It also shut down a major inflammatory pathway called NLRP3 inflammasome, which is a huge driver for brain aging. A 2022 Harvard study followed 92,000 healthy men and women in the United States, and the research showed that olive oil consumption was tied to a longer life. People who ate the most olive oil had a 16% lower risk of death from any cause. So lower all-cause mortality by 16%. That includes heart disease, metabolic disease, and neurodegeneration, all of it. And more recently, a 2025 paper published in the Journal of Nutrients found that extra virgin olive oil boosts mitochondrial biogenesis and energy production, improves respiratory efficiency, and reduces oxidative stress. By activating pathways like AMPK, SIRT1, and mTOR, it promotes autophagy and mitophagy, helping maintain metabolic balance and cell renewal. They state overall, it may help prevent age-related diseases tied to mitochondrial dysfunction. Now, they did point out that more human studies are needed. So, olive oil goes well beyond healthy fats. It's a metabolic switch. If you already fast, or you've been thinking about fasting, olive oil can make that process even more powerful. Here's why. Fasting normally takes hours before AMPK switches on enough to trigger deep autophagy. But oleuropein, one of the molecules we were talking about, can flip that switch on early, speeding up the benefits. Your body will see the calories, but it responds with a low fuel repair signal anyway. That means you can support autophagy, improve mitochondrial cleanup, reduce inflammation, maintain steady energy, and preserve mental clarity.
What would you say if you had to put your finger on the most important one? What would you say the most important one for you is? It doesn't have to be for everybody else.
I jokingly say that extra virgin olive oil is better than NR, NMN, resveratrol, cold plunge sauna, and your favorite podcast. It's just good. It's good across whole body, and but it's like, I say it tongue in cheek, kind of. Yeah. But yeah, I'd say Evo for me. And I use food instead of a supplement, but I say food because I use that one thing because I think it probably has the highest impact on the body.
Here's some simple things that you can try to use extra virgin olive oil to boost autophagy in general, and especially when you're fasting. First, again, as we've talked about a little bit during this video, you need to choose the right olive oil. It must be extra virgin olive oil. Look for cold pressed, stored in a dark container, preferably glass, and it should be fresh harvest, not last year's. And it also, again, this is key, it must have a peppery burn when you taste it. No burn means no autophagy benefits. Second, use it during your fasting window. For example, take 1 to 2 tablespoons in the morning, ideally on an empty stomach. And I guess if you're starting off fasting, then your stomach is probably empty anyways. Then 1 to 2 tablespoons in the afternoon, and finally, 1 to 2 tablespoons in the evening. Third, you can also just work on getting more extra virgin olive oil into your diet. Put it on your veggies, put it on your salads, or just take a spoonful of it once in a while. I usually add it to a greens and berry protein shake that I like. And I do that every time I take the shake. You can also use it as a cooking oil, but be sure that it's low to medium heat. It's great for sauteing, but you don't want to cook at high heats. You don't want to heat it above 350 degrees Fahrenheit because you don't want to destroy those health-promoting compounds we've been talking about. When autophagy slows, damage doesn't just sit there, it compounds. More damaged mitochondria collect, more misfolded proteins build up, more zombie cells release inflammatory signals, and your repair system falls behind. But when AMPK and autophagy stay active, your body can clear out cellular junk, reduce inflammation, protect the brain, support metabolic health, and slow biological aging. It's all about staying functional, strong, and sharp, and increasing that health span as much as possible. So before you chase the newest supplement, and oh man, I love supplements, or some new gadget, and I like gadgets, before you do any of that, consider that simple bottle of olive oil sitting in your kitchen. When it's the right kind and used correctly, it becomes one of the easiest tools to flip on your body's most important repair mechanism. No extreme fasting required, just smart biology.